Once upon a time there was an old man named Lao who lived in a small village. He was a kind and hard-working man, but he was also very poor. One day Lao's horse ran away. His neighbors came to him and said, "Your only horse ran away? What a terrible misfortune." Lao simply smiled and said, "Maybe so, maybe not." A few days later, Lao's horse returned, but it was not alone. It was leading a herd of wild horses behind it. Lao's neighbors were amazed. They said, "You are now a wealthy man. What great fortune!" Lao smiled again and said, "Maybe so, maybe not." The next day, Lao's son was trying to tame one of the wild horses when he fell off and broke his leg. Lao's neighbors came to him and said, "Your son will not be able to walk for a long time. What a terrible misfortune." Lao simply said, "Maybe so, maybe not." A few weeks later, war came to Lao's village. All of the young men were drafted into the army except for Lao's son because of his broken leg. Lao's neighbors came to him and said, "Your son has been spared from the war. What great fortune." Lao smiled and said, "Maybe so, maybe not." Lao's story teaches us that it is impossible to say whether something is good or bad until we see how it turns out. What seems like a misfortune at the time may actually turn out to be a blessing in disguise. And conversely, what seems like a blessing at the time may actually lead to misfortune. The best thing we can do is to accept whatever life throws our way with calmness. We should neither be too happy when things are going well, nor too sad when things are going wrong. We should simply trust that everything happens for a reason and that in the end everything will be for the best.